All right, so good evening and welcome once again to the State of the Nation right here on Premium TV, located at Dakuman Circle Station. Of course, we come your way every Monday, right, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. over here. And as you know, the State of the Nation, we discuss issues of the nation, and at the end of the day, we get solutions to the problems that we are facing as a nation. I am your host, Nana Wa. My panelists are and a lot of issues. For that, let me ask you, in case you want to be a presenter, you want to be a sports journalist, a cameraman, 3D animator, including acting. If you desire to have any of this, then Premium Media College is here for you. Your number one stop media school in town. Of course, if you want to be trained and be nurtured into the journalism fraternity, then this is the right time for you. I am going for a quick commercial break. When I come back, we'll get into the story more. I'll be right back.
Baby, I will free. Said dear omoye omoniema, kasa omoka, omunduane a omudi, ene amamre ankasa ankasa, ene suatrama, mafo omunsunya hwe, ahantan dwa ene amaso, ama yesunya bibia, yato yamamre asairam. Empanifo ka asemi se, urefri ukrom hin aben a, wojira edwabo ase. Eno nti na Premium TV kofa buy, yede dwumedi onwaso a, yato ne din se, hyewa mamre. Wodwumedie so ye kokro bia so ye bobro baby bia ewo ye bisa omoniema sade omoka omonsam efa sade omamamre ete ankasa ankasa ye wie edi aba studio ne abedwafo betena se atwetwe nkomo ede afa ho nya me de dwumedie ho kyia me dinya me jesoa ne efuwa jaboa Jan meka kyerɛ amamra na wagyeso ama me se amamra ho hia Premium TV shaping global true culture.
Alright, so welcome back from the commercial break. You're still watching State of the Nation right here on Premium. Yes, like I told you, there's a lot of issues discussed tonight, and one of them is who Leslie in Thermal Committee 1. We'll be talking about that, and then of course you will get more education on instant justice, as if it is right for us to take the law into our hands and then just go and in robbery, armed robbers around, or taking robbery cases into our hands. And then also to come, we'll be discussing Korle Bu. Recently, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital came out with a press that there were two suspected thieves stealing blood from their blood bank. A whole lot. Yes. A lot of controversy discussing that. But first of all, let's start from the robbery case. And my guests are seated up with me, as usual, Honorable Oku Julius. Big man, how are you? I hope all is well.
Happy to have you back. I learned about you
a
lot.
Of course.
So you are welcome back.
Thank you. You know. You know our job. Sometimes we need to travel a bit and then get more experience as to how the job goes. You understand? Yeah. Francis.
Honorable.
You're welcome to the State of the Nation once again.
Thank you.
That's right. Let me start from you, Francis. The robbery case that, I mean, a guy who was beaten mercilessly because stole car battery, and we'll be going to watch the video actually, but I would want you to I mean, explain more on instant justice as to, is it right for us to take the law into our own hands and then, I mean, beat robbery cases all around us to wherever we find ourselves? Is it right? We had a series of them.
I'll say there's not. Let me use it from your viewers who are watching right now.
That's right.
To take more action is not right. That is why we have a security section that who takes care of affairs of criminals and defilement and everything in our society.
You mean security
agencies?
in our
That is
country?
the police.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the police. So if the law of the do the things of let me send you way back to Central Wasi, where they criminalize whole army officer that he's thief and he's having a gun on him, pushing him as an robber and killed him. Okay. Being this kind of things hurts the country because I rise up without a notification or you being an armed robber, just picking a battery and I just come on you, you are a thief, you are an armed robber, I'm killing you just like that. You have wasted life. You don't know what that person could do for the country. You don't know if that person could have a change of mind for the country. You understand? And the reason why this thing comes in is the law. Let me say the law is broken and the law is not working in the country. So people, I'll send him to jail and he'll come back again to come and steal. Okay, I'll send him to jail and they'll release him and he'll be working freely. So I don't think I'm in to now or next time I'll come back or be saying answer. This kind of things, it hurts the country.
Francis, before you continue, I want us to go and then watch the video as to how this guy was beaten in Tema Committee 1. Let's go watch the video.
Ah, darling, ba mu kai koken yana. Ba mu kai koken. Aya, mu manu ko. Yamba ba mu yana. Na maga. Ba mu yana. Hey! Mother, where I say him no. Me motor you turn 25 million a man the next day. What do you go about the never got over here? This is not the first time. I don't know when we are not arguing you. Oh, yeah, because I want to papa. Why? Oh. One of them, I said, who provide so I go watching about life too, my baby. One say or no. This way, watching about life too, my baby. One over your rough crack on. Maria, me, Maria, police. Or you say, I'm okay.
All right, so that was the video you just watched. I mean, how this armed robber was disciplined. Let me put it that way. I mean, he was disciplined. He felt it within himself that yes, I mean, I've had some kings within me. And the funny aspect is that at a point in time, he wanted to drink water. You are dying, and instead of you to run for your life, you want to drink water. Anyway, so Francis, I mean, this mob action, really serious, really serious. My problem is that the people are also saying when they hand these robbers to the security personnel, they release them again, and they come to our communities, still come with the robbery cases.
And in America, the law is broken.
How is it broken?
Because there is no competent people who are making sure that laws are being observed in a community.
So what do we have to do?
Then we need to tell our internal security that they should go by their words. The police service with integrity. Integrity in saying they should go by their words. We have police patrol which can patrol in a community. We have police NTTD which can also make sure that the traffic is online.
But Francis, you and I know that the police service is not enough as to, I mean, safeguarding the citizens. They are not enough, and that is why sometimes we get patrol team and then go around just to rescue people from these instances.
Is 2,000 men.
How and how is that possible?
And their tools for protecting the community is not adequate. The logistics that can move on to the areas.
I mean, when you talk about logistics, I believe our president has always been providing them with logistics every year.
It's still not adequate. It's still not adequate because we need more of the police vehicles to go into the remote areas. So what I say,
I mean, if not with the intervention of this security officer, he would have been dead by now.
Yes. And let me differentiate thefting. I'm robber two or the two other virginals. And thefting. And theft. Okay.
Somebody
theft.
being a thief. Somebody
Okay,
stealing.
being a thief.
Yeah.
I want to classify the action.
Okay, all right.
Okay, theft or being a thief. Or no, be ready to compare a
At the end of the day, they are all stealing.
But so what the two now
At the end of the day, they are all robbery cases.
And you're robber. You're theft.
Look,
robbery.
it's a robbery case.
Robbery, yeah, two originals.
The only difference is armed. It means the person is with armed ammunition.
We are there.
But at the end of the day, they are all robbery cases because they might not come with arms anyway. But at the end of the day, you might see them using different ways in robbing you. You get me?
Okay, fine. I don't get you, but yes.
You need to get me because there are people that. Let me clarify this. There are people that they barge into your homes without ammunition, but they find they find their ways into your home and then steal. That is a robbery case. There are others that are with gun. They come to you and like, give me your money, give me this. Anyway,
for time's sake, let's continue.
all right.
So with the mob action that comes on within our community, it's very, very bad. Very.
All right, thank you. Let me go to Julius. Julius, looking at this video, it is very pathetic. What do you think needs to be done as a nation?
Yeah, first of all, usually a very good evening to our viewers. And let me use this opportunity to wish my very good friend Michael Afrani, one of the veteran artists,
Of course.
and one of the finest in our era.
Mr. Beardman.
Yeah, happy birthday. Today is his birthday. And you know what? Let's call a spade a spade.
That's right.
Whether the person was armed or not, every painting is a painting.
So it's a robbery case.
It's a robbery case.
That's
That
right.
is the fact on it.
All right.
I know what? Even before I come to the police, let's deal with our politicians.
How? How
Because
do
at the
they
end of
how do they
the
come
day-
to this?
At the end of the day, we live in a country whereby even if you arrest a criminal, he will tell you, if you know who you are dealing with, you don't even put this anchor for me.
When did this happen?
Yes, I'm talking from experience.
Okay.
Okay? That is why we have instances whereby people are caught by the police for a crime they have committed, and within days, the same people are released. And you see, anytime you see people taking mob action, it means these type of criminals have been tormenting them for long.
That's right.
And they have lost that trust in the police. They know so. So let us deal with the person right now. And you see, when you live in a society whereby people lose trust in you, the police, then it calls for a lot of questions. Because somewhere last week, 2 weeks, we were in this country when all the way in Kumasi, they have to come for Delta Force in Accra to go and remove somebody from office, a constitutionally official who they claim say his time of office has expired. So you ask yourself, if his time of office has expired, what is the measures in place? One, what does the constitution says about it? Do we have to leave the police commanders in Kumasi, Ashanti region, and come all the way to the Greater Accra region?
It means they are taking the law into their hands.
Into their own hands. And the whole in charge of the national security have to come and defend what happened. I wasn't surprised that this morning and the news coming out and they said he has been sacked from office. So what I said, if we would allow the institutions to work.
So who are the people not allowing the institution to work?
It's the politicians, like I said. Your friends, what do you call it? The national security.
But I believe these security agencies are different different agencies, even though they are government agencies, but
Yes.
they work separately.
Yeah, you see, I use that in a general form. I'm not personalizing only on national security.
Okay.
I use it in a general form. But you see, the fact of the matter has to do with the fact that if the police are doing their work as it is, I don't think that people will arrest a thief and say, oh, let's deal with him. No. They will not say, the Niko police station, he will be dealt with. But as a police one, excuse me to say, when they are in the same neighborhood with you, they will arrest the person. The next or 2 weeks time, you see the person roaming on the street.
Now, I once listened to one DSP, all right, and then the statement he made was that the law says that you can't keep somebody for 3 good days in your custody.
Yeah.
Now, when these people are brought, nobody follows up to lodge a complaint that, okay, so I know this person, he stole this, he did that, he did this, so he needs to be jailed or that. Now, without any complaint, they cannot prosecute the person. So therefore, after 2 days, they have to release the person.
Yes, but at the end of the day, you and I should know the facts. One, when a mob incident takes place, before the police comes in, the police will come and release the person from the mob. So at the end of the day, about 2 or 3 people will follow into the station.
And it is not about following to the station. It's about writing statement that, okay, he stole this from me. She did this from me. But nobody does that.
And that is where I was coming to. It's like, let's assume he said, I took, the police came to take hold of you or release you from myself and Brother Francis. Now we have to follow up. So, okay, we are car battery. Say, that's where the police will come, okay, time and they will write their statement. So from there, the police take over.
But you know what? In dealing with statement, all right, I was trying to have the Savannah Regional Commander. I spoke to him, and we are still working on it.
Yeah.
According to him on the story, all right. Now, if in terms of writing statement, it's not about I know him. It's not about he did this, but it's about the case, the victim of the case coming to write statement that yes, she did this to me. Now, if you go out there and say that, well, they are saying he stole this, they are saying she stole this, you have no fact.
Yeah, by the end of the day, many times you don't even expect the victims to come out because most of these victims,
who is to lodge the complaint?
Most of these victims, depending on the situation they find themselves, they might either follow up or be restrained. For instance, let's say a criminal has defiled a 4-year-old girl. That 4-year-old girl must be taken to the hospital for treatment first. So you don't expect that victim to on so many cases. No, that is not what the law says. Now, the fact on the ground has to do with the fact. Now, let's assume you say, oh, you are car battery. Car battery, no, you are car around on your. That's the victim we are talking about. But those around who saw the incident, they can follow up. But what in the mechanism? It doesn't necessarily mean say the victim has to follow up. No, it will be say a situation where you restrain the victim from following up.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we had an incident where a criminal has to go and murder a poor girl in a farm. And it's a meme who never follow up. You tell me say because I'm not the victim, I can't write a statement. That is, you see, I think we have to change some of the laws in our constitution because what Kunse will be the second Johnny Yoku Papa, still they will tell you say he's still a suspect until self court.
I bet you, General. That's right.
So what I say. Meanwhile, the person say this I say yes, I am here. So I think they do baby. It's like if persuasive fails, force must be applied. And no one says you're moving nation with him. And anytime you see the mob taking the laws into their own hand, they are telling you that they have lost trust in our security agencies.
So finally, what do you think our security agencies needs to do?
What they need to do is to make sure that people get that trust back in their society, because at the end of the day, how did we lose the trust? You know? That's where we have to come. And then what better say will be the every gun used is being licensed.
Exactly.
Like my friends report, it is even renewed every 6 months.
Yeah.
And they said our coaches will be to friends that one. You have to identity number been a one. One you're the rightful owner of the gun. And send a 23
What if you don't get the gun? What if you don't get the gun?
No,
how do you proceed?
But many times when the robbers exchange fire with the police and they are gunned down, we still get access to their arms.
Exactly. That's
so
right.
what I said, but here, make us say, oh, you shoot one robber, fire shooter, and no, because he has been shot, the case is done. we don't follow and say it's one of the cool Francis and I said Quesino. It's one and why they are. What is the registered number? Who is supposed to have been your friend said legal owner of the gun? And we don't, because he is shooting no yarn in the sense, then we let it go. And I can tell you, say, like we saw in the Galamsey issue, most of our securities are supporting most of these friends say armed robbers and criminals allegedly. And let me use the word very well. Allegedly, most of them are behind it. Because we have seen cases whereby people are arrested with military uniforms when they are not military.
I would want you to put the video on the screen for my viewers to know what is really happening. You can continue.
Yeah, so like I was saying, we've seen a lot of incidents whereby people are putting on your friends security agencies uniforms when they have not even been recruited in the agencies before.
Now, there's something I've observed in our security agencies, especially the police. Of late, you could see them, most of these personnel with beards like mine, and I find it difficult to understand that. I don't know if the policy or the CI of the police service has been changed, that even with beards you can still be a police officer, because gone are the days, I mean, you hardly find beard. The only thing you can get is the mustache.
Oh yes.
Aside that, you don't get anything again. Now my question is, what is really the problem? What is happening in our security agencies? What is happening?
Yeah, I think getting.
Agwesi, please, I would want the video.
Policeman or one of the security personnel to educate us more on their laws, whether or not they are.
I tried my
So it's like I said, we have diverted from the good old way, and until we go back, until we go back to the good old ways, people will still lose the trust in the police, because and then Charlie, let's flow from Accra to when we get to any police joint, just stretch your hand with the red card alone, you can pass through. But gone are the days, you could see policemen, you offer them huge amount of money, and you tell you, say, Master, I'm doing a professional work. I respect.
But I would want us to clear the air. I mean, even though there's that tag on them, they are equally good people that when you offer them bribe, they don't take it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So I want us to classify as some, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I said. You still meet some of them. You offer them huge amount of money, and they will tell you they respect the work they are doing. They respect the badge or the coat of arms of the Republic of Ghana. And if you don't take it, they will rather take you to your friends say, the law, to the police station. Say you offended the law, and instead of apologizing, you were rather offering bribe.
That's right.
So they are going two trouble, one God. So like I said, we have the good ones, we have the bad ones. But whether we like it or not, I mean, the bad ones are more than the good ones. We can't run away from that fact. It's up to the police that they, serve the general public with the integrity that is written on their badge. Service with integrity. I think that today we have lost most of such integrities because of corruption, some of them they just put it under the water. They say, Master, who want the position? And I will be in the chairs. So as if they are not being paid, as if they are scared more. And you ask yourself, are we serious as a country? So we are appealing to the IGP to make sure all the personnel are passed through the right process of training, and they are come out with
qualified personnel.
Qualified and with integrity. And yes,
all right. So Francis, quickly, what do you think security agencies needs to do in general on mob issues and a whole lot in general? What do you think we need to do?
DSP Kofi Sapon or Kofi Boachi in Kumasi.
That is Kofi Boachi, no Kofi Sapon.
Regional commander.
Yeah,
Kofi Boachi.
Yeah, Ashanti Regional Commander. Then Ashanti Regional Commander.
Ashanti Regional Commander. He brought down the robbery cases and also thieves in the community. You see, these people are very good with skills, which if they are being promoted to the higher rank, they will do more. You understand? It got me pained when they asked him to leave his position as regional commander.
I want to correct that. He didn't leave, but he was transferred to Accra.
That's what I'm saying. It got me pained.
Leaving means maybe he going with
You see, a political party came and they said him.
So are you saying that now security agencies, we are politicizing it?
Oh yes, most. Yes. And their political party will come and they will say, oh, okay, you became a regional commander in this party. Then you step down, come. So you let a different person also come together. We are politicizing our security agents. So there is no fair and truth in our security agency.
What do you think we need to do as a country?
The agency need to stand on their own, as the military is standing on their own.
Of course, they've always been on their own.
Yes, do or die affair. But the Ministry of Interior need to give them the independent work. As my brother said,
but
no politicians need to come into their affairs. They need to operate as a whole. It is a Kofi Boachi now.
Let me chip in with this. When it comes to the affairs of these security agencies, it is the Defense Ministry that controls it actually. But the interior it goes beyond the security agencies. But most of these affairs are run by the Defense Ministry, and so well, I don't know how the ministry influences their activities anyway until you tell me.
So do you know that Ministry of Interior with the Ministry of Defense?
Exactly, I do.
The Ministry of Defense is solely on the army, while the Interior is within the internal security service in the country.
Okay.
You understand? So the SWAT team, the Delta Force, all the forces around, they come together as a net to become a national security. You understand what I mean? So you try to do things of their own. Police, service with integrity. Fine, there are good people who are doing good job, who are promoting the country to the higher stand. I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to God. That pledge that they always say, my motherland, that pledge, they are always doing that thing. Faithfulness. Okay? But we want to know the integrity set in the police service, the integrity within the prison service, the integrity within the customs service, the integrity within the immigration service, the integrity within the okay, that is where the security can stand in as a force, and everything that will come in, we will just scatter it away and we will make it strong.
All right, so that is what Francis have got to say. Defense Ministry, Interior Ministry, stop controlling the affairs of the security services politically so that they can have the independence to work on their own to ensure safety and security in our community as a nation. I will be going for a quick commercial break. When I come back, we'll go to our next story. I'll be right back.
Baby, I will free. Said dear omoye omniema, kasa omoka, omunduane a omudi, ene amamre ankasa ankasa, ene suatrama, mafo omunsunya hwe, ahantan dwa ene amaso, ama yensunya bibia, yato yamamre asairam. Empanimfo ka asem se, urefri ukrom yin aben a, wo jira edwabo ase. Eno nti na Premium TV kofa bai, yede dwumedi onwaso a, yato ne din se, chirewa mamre. Wodwumedie so ye kokro bia so ye bobro bebi bia ewo ye bisa omoniema sade omoka omonsam efa sade omamamre ete ankasa ankasa ye wie e dia ba studio ni abedwafo betena se atwetwe nkomo ede afa ho ni amede dwumedie ho kyia me medin amede soa ne efuwa jaboa Jan meka kyerɛ amamra na wagye so ama me se amamra ho hia Premium TV shaping global true culture.
All right, so welcome back from the commercial break. You're still watching State of the Nation right here on Premium TV. Of course, we're discussing issues of the nation, and I believe once we come your way, you get to know what is really happening in the country and then to be updated as to whatever that is happening. Don't forget to like our pages on Facebook. It is Premium TV Ghana. On YouTube, it is Premium TV Ghana as well. You can subscribe on YouTube. And then you get updated whenever we are online. Our various programs, relationship programs, political programs, you get it and then you learn from them as well. Now, moving to my next story. There are these two men who has allegedly stole what do we call it, blood from the Kolebu blood bank, and the Kolebu Teaching Hospital has come out with a press indicating the fact that yes, it was true. These suspected criminals went into a surgical ward, took some couple of blood from their wards and a whole lot. Now we'll be discussing more on this, but before that, Julius, I want us to get to know this clear. How can one move from his or her house, know where there's blood, go straight as at that ungodly hour, go take blood without security, and I mean freely, and come back? What is happening?
You see, Tato said please adore at the surgical ward, third floor of the surgical ward.
That's right.
So the question is, at the end of the day, you see, if you even look at the press statement that came out, so it did not identify them whether or not they are staff of the
Exactly.
or not. I hope you are getting my point. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, where were the security on duty at the time? Because per the reliable source we have, they said, this thing started not today. It started for long. So there was a tip-off. Said, some people are in charge of whatever is going on. So, at the end of the day, what happened was that whatever type of have. And I think personally the what whatever gave them. Yeah. So
it says that the activities of the group came to the attention of the security on a tip-off. They then mounted surveillance that eventually led to the arrest of the suspected this morning around 2 a.m. Now, this is where my problem is. They were arrested at the surgical third floor when they made an attempt to steal several prints of blood that had been monetized for various surgical purposes. Now, my problem is that, all right, so that is the press on the screen that Korle Bu Hospital came out. My problem is that they went into the third floor,
yeah.
took the blood, and on their way back, is it not working? Or I mean, now Korle Bu has been that low to the extent that somebody can just barge in anything they want.
I think let us not forget the fact that Korle Bu hospitals country now. At the end of the day, and of this magnitude have to come from Korle Bu. The securities at the time needs to be questioned because, like we saw in the friend is saying, the press statement has been going on. So per tip off, no, they have to do what? Trace it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the people were caught in the act.
In the act.
The act.
I mean, they almost finished the mission.
So you ask yourself, for how long did they start?
Yeah.
Sir, long way now, there's nobody start here. Who is in charge of keeping the blood bank as a security? Has he been monitoring?
And one thing I know for sure is that during some contact hours, you have no right to enter a ward.
To enter a ward.
Especially from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
So the question
Nobody
is,
goes
how
to
did
ward.
they get access?
Hmm.
It's not a single day. Almost every time they go there to see, how did they get access to the ward? A blood bank ward. How did they get that? How did they get that access? So I think with this one there, I only have a confident doctors and all the security, because that is their job. It is their responsibility.
But let's take it to another angle. Don't you think they work hand in hand with these nurses, with these doctors? That is why they are being directed to
and
where
that is
these
why
bloods
you
are.
get hold of the security. Tell you whoever is behind it. So a point of contact for now. Get the security, because if, for instance, Premium TV, they are supposed to close here at 6 o'clock p.m. After 6 o'clock p.m., there will also be a conifi. Now the security in charge is arrested and questioned, because what it means is that all the staff have gone home. I don't know if you are getting my point.
I do.
Same applied at the Korle Bu Hospital. We have people we have placed in charge. We are paying them every month. Securities are here with the taxpayers' money.
That's right.
To protect the blood bank. You see, the sad aspect of this is that most of these blood banks, will have a charity organizations and they will go to organize.
I mean,
blood.
spend huge
I'm
amount
telling
of
you.
money to get this blood and then donate it to the hospital.
Blood donations, no more you're not for because Senegal will save lives. And a fellow Ghanaian, the Trimo detained Sabuba. Blood, everybody in Yankwan, also the own side, so he has to go and steal it.
Now, another question is, what might be the purpose of this blood? Because what would you go and then steal blood from a bank for? Is it for rituals? Is it for life-saving? What might be the purpose?
I think first of all, let's tackle it from ritual purposes. And secondly, don't let us forget the fact that and the blood now quite cool. Even to get a little bottle of blood, the amount that I tell you, that is why sometimes people come on social media. I need my brother needs blood at the blood bank. I need somebody who is that group A, B, C, or D. Maybe I know your friend is a philanthropist, I will be person, who donate. And then say, oh, I have a sister who is also in the same blood group. I'll talk to the person if the person will come. But at the end of the day, you have a quack away when you have expecting that we are helping to save a life and God should bless us. No, that me part that's a need. I pass it just, I mean, to do away with this blood, supposedly save lives. And that is why I said the securities must be questioned.
All right. Thank you very much. Francis, for people going third floor, feel that, not anything, that, are we safe as a country?
Cannot. Emphasizing on security protects the ex.
That's right.
Okay. At times, the more in and check one or two. A big hospital like Olebu, who works 20, and a blood bank also, and yet they are soon a
Just like that.
Specialist.
And according to the video, I was trying my possible best for us to get the video. According to the video, they were dressed like nurses.
Nurses, doctors. What they are saying.
Is it not a tip off from these same nurses, from these same doctors that
these same people be doing such things to the people who wants the blood?
Or could it be? Let me come in with it. Could it be that now the case of them selling babies has been revealed, so they are finding another way to get blood?
Okay, it could be that way, but let's put it in a different.
It is never possible. No, it doesn't happen. No, I wouldn't allow you go there, because if there's an incident like that, you would go there and at least talk to the people.
Listen. The question is, do they ask them what they were?
And do you think they need to ask them?
And the press statement that came.
No, do you think they need to ask them? No, you're not right. No. I don't go with it. I don't go with it. No.
We need to know.
And then when we get to know, what will you do out of it?
Oh, we need to know.
At the end of the day, the story.
That is where we can conclude issues.
Now, okay.
If you are not sick, or the back of three moja, and the ama, a piano, bushing, or that one.
Okay, I understand. No, I understand that fact. I do understand the fact that, okay, let's assume that maybe they needed that blood for a patient. Do you need to go and steal it?
Oh, and America said, you need to go and steal it.
Yes. If you need it, there are various ways of going. Like my brother said, you come on social media. Oh, we need this. If there are people to help, they do.
Yeah. As my brother said, you need blood. Social media. Selling and buying, this kind of paper. So let's ask ourselves, how did they get to the third floor surgical of Korle Bu?
That is another question.
So, now imagine a patrol everywhere, doctors move up and down, nurses up and down, patients
24/7.
247. Near who say obi area there, and until say a police and also security from external.
Even the security, they weren't aware. It was a tip off. Somebody told them that, look, I saw this there and I think the person is doing something, so go check it. And they went there and it happened.
No, sir. Within the workers now, they have people or corporates that they work with.
Okay.
What you are saying.
And that is why
my problem is need to blame how this thing happened. How?
We can't blame Korle Bu as a whole. There are a couple of people that they need to be held responsible.
Can these people go to 37? Can these people go to reach? Can these people go to Kumasi? Yeah. No, we need to blame them because we have special people who are working, and I want to call Black Bank without a certification.
My problem is that right? I think there are a couple of questions that should have been out rest as to who they were, who linked them up, and even how they got to know that there's blood at the surgical ward as at that time. Because if there's not a purpose for blood, it is not out from the blood bank. So for it to go to the surgical ward, it means they are going to use it for a purpose. So how come they got to know that there's blood there as at that time? That is why I'm saying that even though the securities didn't do their job, don't you think that we need to fish out some culprits in these nurses?
They need to do a thorough investigation. Thorough one. Because it's a blood echo surgical. Not the third floor. I will hold them there, not just a cooperation room.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, we have blood in the operation room. Oh, massa. Theater. There.
Finally, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. What do you think we need to do?
How this thing.
And I'm surprised they have even come out with a press immediately.
Release.
Yeah,
Yes.
quick one on that. You see, that was why I was still on the security. Because every security goes the staff of companies. Unless they are new staffs. New staff.
And you know, when it comes to
And
Kolebu,
even
they
with
keep
department-
changing staffs.
Yes, but with departments, you know, you should at least say, this week, you know, as soon as you have the new staff about, see a new staff, they will be introduced.
Even
to
the,
And do you think they are being
training
introduced
school,
to the
even
security
the training
service?
school and security for the moment. The student in training school, security for the moment.
That's
That's what they are saying. And everyone who walks up and down, security for the surveillance camera. Hey, I was a man here. Oh, the surveillance camera. Oh, not this thing will happen to Kwalebu there. No, Kwalebu need to explain. Cameras will go.
Yeah,
Camera,
there are
security
CCTV cameras there.
In Kwalebu, it will call on ma. Ultimately, who ye? What I say, and I'll come cardiotic. I mean, can I say heart? You know,
That is it.
cardio.
Yeah.
Only security camera. Now, how much more blood bank? How much more third floor surgical room? Oh, Massa.
So are we safe as a country
are
when
not
it comes
safe.
to security wise?
We
Because
are
now
not safe.
I believe it's been to the police service, it's been to our companies, it's been to our transport system.
It's
Now
been to our
it-
hospitals.
now it's on our hospital.
Doctor and a nurse. They come out sick. Do you remember that story?
I do. I
Yes.
followed it.
It
I
is
followed it.
no many ninano, urban ninano. These people, the staff working in Kwalebu, they can connive to do such things.
Because they still connive and sell babies.
Oh yes.
So they can. I think there should be
The
a thorough
Kwalebu-
investigation.
the Kwalebu
And
need to explain.
don't you think that Kolebu thinks that they will be blamed? That is why they came
Oh
out
yes.
with a press immediately after so that they could clear themselves. Like
Oh,
they have no idea.
They have no idea.
Yeah, and I think so, like we have it in the press. They have handled everything be
To the police.
investigation to the police. And as we all know, I think we all know Kolebu, the police is not far from the hospital.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a walking distance. So we are appealing to the police.
How well are we going to get this culprit? How well?
Oh, I
are
think
we
we'll
going
get
to-
them because at the end of the day, everything boils down to
No,
the
the
security.
question should be how well is this case going to be? Oh, well, then can I say, you be deep assembly. Because I'm going for you, to me, this is a police for no. I work on the book, be giant with at my say. It me this car, echo who, to me, friend, master. There, oh, yeah, no.
Oh, for all you know, there are big men
Oh, yes.
at back supporting
behind?
these people.
Who are behind?
But let us not forget the fact that, like I said earlier on, one of the biggest hospitals in the country. And if you tell me, say, a same of this magnitude, Abana, they are going to connive and
Oh, there have been series of cases that
At
has
the end
been.
of the day,
that-
what you do is it's bring the image of the hospital down into the mud. So what I said, and I think one of the reasons they came out with the press statement, said their image. So what I said was said, Omuka okay, say this, but you jam a police. Let them do their work. Omuka okay, fine.
But even with the police, I believe some people need to be held responsible for this case.
Oh yes, they need held responsible.
Yeah,
Because staff workers.
exactly.
Massa.
And that is why I want to know
24/7.
who is behind this.
24/7.
Because I mean, I can't just walk into a hospital and go
room,
straight to a
surgical
surgical
room.
third floor.
To take blood. How?
But you know what? That you
Oh,
see, it's like,
I did that would be a statement. Yeah,
But at the end of the day, we are all doing business.
yes,
right?
also Kasada.
when you get to Kolebu,
What I say?
every entrance there's a security man there.
That's right. Yeah,
Every
for
floor
sure.
there's a security man there. I went to baby so who was
For
that man?
him, yeah.
Yeah, because like we said earlier, at a point in time, people come pretending to visitors of patients.
And do a whole lot.
Do a
So
whole
they
lot.
do investigation before you enter.
So what I said, I remember when my friend said when my father was admitted, you have to show an ID. A dear walk a diet no. On the same your friend said, came with the person we are going to be. Tampa, you are a relative of the person. Who said that? So if all these measures are there, and like we are all saying, so we go to the third floor. I think there's a security yet.
That is why, Julius, on a point, I don't agree with you because I don't want us to put the whole blame on the security. You get me? There are people involved. Because now, my question is, you know, even during daytime, security is not that tight compared to night. So why then they decide go during nighttime?
2 a.m. You
get
during
me?
that time.
It means 2 a.m. it's a midnight. And going midnight, it tells you that, well, I've sorted security out. So you are free to go.
Who could
Or
be that,
it could be people.
Is it a nurse or a doctor?
It could be people
Another security
working there that could be like, okay, you are a security service. Okay, let's say I'm a nurse. Onye idea or let's say maybe a colleague on bremi. I'm free with you. I can send you. Onye idea or colleague on bremi. You go. Therefore, it paves way for these robbers to come in and steal.
My brother, that is very simple. I'm at my post. You came to me go to Ademro. Your friend said, assurance over here, Chidam. And to me, quite an incident. That means it happened in my absence. But at the end of
So
the day,
why do you need to leave your duty post?
good? That will tell you, say, one, there's security at the time. Says, I know they are one. But he has not been professional. You come, you out for questions. After Nipa no small, and you duty so best small security or work duty and but what in American say? So this is where the police will come in and everybody will get involved and the people will be arrested. Where it's simple. Me want me post what best man me go and that incident is here.
Not many ho.
Na me yo.
And
What you want to say?
it all
So is it your
boils
job to
down.
send a
It all
security
boils
man?
down to the staff.
Yes, is it your job to send a security man? The answer is no. And many a times, you see, these major hospitals and clinics, they have 2 or 3 security. Because nature can go at any time.
Yeah. So when you go, replacement comes.
Thank you. Very difficult. The 2 of them will go at once.
I mean, I think we need a thorough investigation. This is a very deep case.
And I said theater hall.
Because
What one say what can I to so?
Because it's a military hospital, and so everything, even doctors, they are military people.
Police hospital.
They are saying that is the same thing. Police people there.
Hospital.
It is not a security hospital, so it is run by the affairs of.
No, we can't blame security.
Oh, are you serious, Francis?
The staff who are working.
Are you serious?
The rejection. Oh,
No, it is not possible.
it is.
The security service need to be questioned at the first place. That no 2 ways about that. They need to be questioned at the first place before it moves on.
Let's start. Because
That
if,
is
for
it.
instance, we have a security at our gate. Anybody who comes in as a visitor has passed through the security. There are times you even fill forms. So what you over fill form.
Yeah.
Then you write your name, everything. And to be listener, I'm a fetista. We just call you.
Exactly.
Who entered? At what time did the person enter? He didn't say at the end.
That is why I am being forced to understand that there are people behind this who paved way for these people to go in there.
Oh yes.
I am being forced to believe this because.
NG, I'm trying to say.
So what? 30
logbook,
seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
We have logbook. Anyone who writes his or her name, number. Okay.
As at that time, it doesn't work. As at that time, it doesn't work.
It works
because it is not. Listen, it is not visiting hours. So it is not visiting hours. So it doesn't work.
You must write your name in the logbook.
Look.
So far as you must have been a security man before. And to me, do massa.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
What they are saying.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, we cause blames on security, not just a security.
No, what I'm trying to mean is, Francis, listen. Francis, listen. What I'm trying to mean is that, look, during visiting hours, that is where we have the logbook. After that, nobody visits. So there's no logbook. It is strictly
what about the staff?
Security.
Master, what about the staff? And the security.
So we have logbook for security staff personnel.
We have logbooks for these people who are.
All right. So thank you very much. I believe we need to discuss this issue more and more on some other day. This is where time will permit us end the show, and I believe you've learned a lot. All we can say is be careful, because we are just not in normal times. Not everywhere. I mean, not only COVID, but we are not in normal times. You get me? So all I can say is that